Hey there, it's Derek here from Pacific Coast Auto in Japan, and we're looking at 2013. This one here, the GVB Impreza, something incredibly rare. This one here, the Spec C version. I'll get to that in just a second, but at first, this is bought from auction here in Japan for export over to Scotland, and has 82,000 kilometers on it, 6-speed manual, and it is, yes, the WRX STI Spec C. And the GVB, in case you didn't get it at the beginning, is the version of the GRB that has a little trunk on the end. And I believe wasn't even made at the beginning. You know, they moved the they moved the Impreza from a sedan to a hatchback. And then so many people were like, dude, give me the sedan, that they decided to make a sedan version of it. And so it wasn't nearly as popular as the hatchback, but here we are. Condition of this one, excellent. Have a quick listen. And if you're feeling like that exhaust is not raucous enough for you, then you can have a raucous. It came with a Blitz exhaust here with the 2 mufflers and the center pipe. And it also came with a seat rail for, I don't know, they don't say which brand. Seat rails in there and a couple of Subaru thingies over there. Okay, now first off, let's look at the engine. Engine has decent looking coolant, decent looking oil, has a giant intercooler, and then aftermarket sway bars front and rear. Aftermarket suspension? Maybe. Let's have a quick look in here. Nope. OEM suspension. And look at this. Nice, big, shiny brakes with slotted discs on them. Very good. Okay, so I will get into the specialness of the Type C, or the Spec C, in just a second, but for now, let's go ahead and close the hood. We'll say one of the things about the hood is the Spec C has an aluminum hood on it. And so that is slightly different. And yes, that boxer engine. Ooh, the EJ20. What a great engine. We'll close this hood. Quick look at the car. Now that the hood is down. And then let's go over the auction inspection sheet here. So this is a 2013 Impreza WRX STI Spec C, auction grade 4 with an interior grade B with alloy wheels, power steering, power windows, and airbag. It says interior is 1 part dirty. Oh, I gotta say, specialty vehicle, I believe only about 300 of them made. Seller doesn't bother to say any sales points or any notes. Weird. Especially the fact that this one is a no AC model. Yes, you could get these, the Spec C, with no AC is the regular. You could option it up and pay extra to get AC on it. You could do the same thing with the rear wing. Actually, the rear wing delete was the option. It came with the big wing on the back. Weird, weird, weird. Same with the seats. I'll show you that when we get to the interior. Anyway, interior slightly dirty. Trunk trim has been removed. Hood dampers. Hood duct paint peeling. You probably already saw that. Underside has a very slight amount of surface rust and various scratches and dents. Front bumper has A2 medium scratches and then a U2 on the front fender here. So let's just show you those right away. The U2 is right here. Doesn't take away from the vehicle almost at all. Looks like a tire hit it actually at one point. And then bumper. I believe Spec C is its own unique bumper. Quite nice looking. And then here's your scuff right there. You also have a couple of scratches here. It looks like a minor dent, like they hit something there. Headlights a little bit faded. Hood duct fade. Okay. Headlight faded on this side as well. And the rest of that bumper looking good.
Want to see us having fun in Japan? Go check out our new channel. Link in the description.
Okay, while I walk around, let's talk about the Spec C. The Spec C's were, outside of the very limited edition ST205, ST206, those ones, these were the fast ones. I don't know if you recall, but in Gran Turismo, this was, oddly enough, the car that you could make have the fastest top speed out of all of them. Not this generation, the previous generation, the GDB generation. But this one here, you get, for the Spec C, a ball bearing turbo instead of your regular crush bearing. Crush bearing? I don't know what you call it. Slide bearing? Steel bearing turbo? So you get better response with that turbo. You get a better ECU tune, and so you get more power and more low down torque. You also got a stiffer sway bar in the back, which allows you to have tighter turn-in on the front, because that's how cars like this works. Stiff sway bar on the back ends up giving you better turn-in on the front. You also got no AC from the factory, a little bit weird, I know. Regular seats on the interior. Those big brakes. What else? Anything else? I think you got a little bit of a stronger chassis. The aluminum hood's part of it. Thinner glass. And I believe a thinner gauge steel on the roof. And so it's a lightweight, faster version of the Impreza. Very, very cool indeed. There's a quick look at it. And yes, having the sedan version of this generation, it's going to turn heads. People are like, really? I don't know if I've seen one of those before. I've been living in Japan for coming up on 20 years, and I don't think I have ever seen that. So very cool indeed. Okay, so there really isn't any damage, so there's not really much for me to show you. I can show you the side panels here. They are looking just fine. The pearlescent blue is very nice. And yeah, this one here is your stock exhaust. That is something different about the Spec C as well. So you've got this quad tip exhaust coming out the rear. Okay. So we got a tint in the back. It's an opaque style tint, not like a dark plastic style tint. And so you can't really see through much at all from the outside, but from the inside you can. You got these interesting windows. I don't think the JRB has those. Now I can't recall what it looks like in this section. Some peeling on the tint, and I don't think it's original tint. The tint, oh, that's locked. That's weird. I am going to go unlock the doors. I suppose central locking might have... No. Let's see, did I just open or lock? Open. Okay. So, this tint, it doesn't have the look of OEM tint. It looks like an aftermarket tint. And then look there, compared to here too. This one here is a reflective tint. Oh yeah, that is too. Okay, so those two looks like they've been aftermarket tinted. Probably have to remove them. There's a little bit of peeling there as well. Okay, let's go ahead and pop the trunk. And so the previous owner put some Alcantara there. I don't think that that's factory at all. The interior cards are missing, unfortunately. Okay, but no accident damage in here, so it's nice to see that. A quick look down in here. Oh, your intercooler water spray. Yes, another Spec C specialty. There is the bottle where you put the water and it sprays your intercooler, so it pulls heat out from the intercooler. And underneath here, I believe we're getting no spare tire. Yeah, because you've got that water bottle instead. So in there is probably a run flat kit. Okay, strut tower brace, the aftermarket one, has been installed there. And I think if you pull this up, you can see a bride seat. So that rail is probably a bride seat rail. What's this? Oh yes, you get a sticker, holding monster. Kind of cute, isn't it? I'll just leave that up like that because it actually makes it look a little bit more like a full car. Okay, I just pulled the seat, not the seat. I pulled that stuff out. I didn't flip the seats up, so let's quickly do that now. So you can see what it looks like with the very much non-STI seats. Yes, for whatever reason, Subaru is like, you can have the bad seats in all the coolest versions of the Impreza. And then if you want the good seats, you can option them out. For whatever reason, people pay more money for the Subarus that have the bad seats and the crank style windows and the AC delete. It's kind of funny how they get you to do that, isn't it? You'll see this one does have the power windows. I don't think for this generation they ever had the crank windows. It was just the GC generation that had that. Open up here. Okay, door card is very normal. And typically in these you would get the blue and black seats. But here, just your regular black, non-sporty seats. These are the seats in the very entry-level version of the Impreza. And the reason why they put them in here on the special version of it is because this is the base for racing. And they know that when you're going to go racing, you don't need a expensive seat. And so when these were new vehicles, they were a little bit cheaper than the regular version of the car. because they didn't come with amenities like this or the AC or whatnot. Some people still drove them on the streets, like this person. Obviously, the car hasn't been raced. And it's kind of interesting. Here in Japan, you cannot handle driving without AC. I have no idea how this person ended up doing it. In Scotland, probably pretty fine. I come from Canada. Most of the cars in Canada, at least when I was growing up, didn't have AC. Nowadays, that's probably not the case, but still absolutely manageable in many countries. Definitely not in Japan. So this is just like a dealer, Subaru dealer sheet. I don't really know why they have that. There's no floor mats in it. I believe these all came with floor mats from the factory. The aftermarket switch in here, it says RF, and I'm not sure what that stands for. Okay. Auto intercooler water spray button. Okay. Cup holders. Sport or Sport Sharp. And then push for I. You want to be intelligent? Push for I. And then center diff controllable. It's a CDDF? DCC, driver controllable center diff, DCCD. STI badge here. 6-speed manual. Probably looking at somewhere in the range of about 300 to 320 horsepower. I don't actually know how many you actually got in this version. Simple CD player. Simple controls here for your HVAC. Again, no AC, but you can still have heater. Very nice of them to allow you to have that. Or just regular airflow from the outside. Which key is it? This one. Do we have dancing gauges? Yes, Subaru is not disappointing. And there was a shift light there. Did you see that? And revs to 8,000 RPM. I believe that might be a little bit higher than standard. 82,786 kilometers. And very nice in here. A little bit of gravel in the floor mat, but the general feeling is it's quite nice and clean. Okay, I'm sure there are some people who know this car, the Spec C, more than I do. I just had a very quick read about it. Talked to Grant, actually. Grant knows everything about cars, because I didn't know everything about this one. And Mike, one of our staff, is looking to buy one himself. So as soon as I'm done shooting this, the customer has given us permission for this. I'm going to drive it over to Mike in the office, and then he's going to have a little go in the car. So that is going to be it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you everyone for watching, and have a nice day.